Back to the producer onboarding tutorial for Beatlibrary. In this video we're going to go over how to upload your first beat. So all you need to do is click over here to upload a beat. I've already started this process for this first upload, but before we do that I do want to run through a quick upload guideline we have available on the site. The link to this will be in the description below, but this covers all of our upload guidelines to make sure that when the beat that you submit gets reviewed by the team, that it gets approved as quick as possible. So as you may know from Beatlibrary's standards, we have MP3s, waves, and stems available to artists, which means of course as the producer you do need to upload each of those files for every upload. We have cover art guidelines, pretty standard across all platforms, and most importantly we have a standardized beat format and naming convention, which I know it sounds kind of complicated, but it's pretty straightforward once you get your head around it. So all you have to do is list your producer name, beat name, key, and BPM in the files. So in the MP3 format, of course, we have this example here. So this producer profile is called test, so it would be prod test, the name is upload 1, then we have G major as the key and 140 BPM as the BPM, of course. So that would be the name. Now incorrect naming conventions would be just random names you've come up for the beats. The name can be as random as you want it, but it just can't be the full name of the beat. It can't include just the name and the producer, and it cannot, even with what looks like the correct information, having it formatted like this still will result in it being bounced back and you'll have to re-upload. So that goes the same for wave formats. Now in stem formats, the only difference is you just have to tack on the name of the instrument or melodic element or percussion element to the end of it. So rather than having just prod by 4 super A minor 98, we would add prod by 4 super A minor 98 for the melody. Of course, if it was an 808, it would say 808 instead of melody, as we have here. Now again, if you have, I know a lot of you guys are using spins and just like different standard elements, do not upload it looking like this, because it will get again bounced back and you have to re-upload, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in a second. So finishing off this upload we have here, we'll jump in, we'll grab the wave. So as you guys can see, the wave is there. We do want you to put all of your wave stems into a zip and upload it in that format. We'll chuck that in there. Upload a cover art. Now this one is pretty basic. We do get questions quite a bit about, what should the cover art be, as you'll go over on the community guidelines in here. The only thing we ask is that you do not make it either explicit or it's stolen artwork, but also that it just isn't a photo of the artist's inspiration. We know this is quite popular on other channels and other, whether it's YouTube or any other sort of beat marketplace, but as you guys can see from our homepage, you won't see any sort of just pictures of Drake or Future or any sort of artist on there, because it maintains a better quality vibe for artists who are maybe looking to be inspired. So when you are uploading, do not upload just a photo of whoever inspired the sound of the beat. If so, it will be defaulted back to this cover art. So your beats won't get bounced back if you don't have the correct cover arts, but they will be bounced back based on files. If you do have a cover art that doesn't fit the guidelines, we'll just replace it with this standard cover art here. So moving on from there, we have these 2 check boxes that you guys are going to want to be familiar with. So we have track earnings from my beat across all platforms. So something that makes Beatlibrary special is that once you upload a beat, we track the earnings and publishing, so the master earnings and publishing across all platforms for you, and give you that money that you earn paid right back to you through Beatlibrary. So we haven't been over that yet. That's in a following video through the earnings, but just keep that in mind for when you're going to do that. So if you have an existing publishing deal and don't feel comfortable us tracking that information, or for whatever reason you do not feel comfortable tracking the earnings from this beat across all digital platforms, all you have to do is uncheck that box. And just to be clear, that means that when an artist goes and uses your beat elsewhere, if you leave this unchecked, we will not be giving you back that data or payment for every time a artist uses it. So let's say you upload a beat and you have this checked, and the next Lil Nas X comes along, uses your beat, blows up, you will be guaranteed to get the money that comes off of that collected through us and paid out to you. You can look into more of the standardized license agreements and our website terms and conditions and things like that kind of stipulates what the percentages look like on that. Now here we also require you guys to confirm that the beat does not contain any unlicensed samples. We do have technology that already checks this for us, but this is more for us kind of getting it straight from you guys to confirm that. And moving on to the metadata. So this beat called Upload 1, beat pack. In the artist side of things, you guys would have seen that the uploads are uploaded as beat packs. I mean, a lot of you guys are probably familiar with sending beat packs to different artists and things like that, but you can think of it as sort of like an album or a beat tape. So for this one, we'll call it beat tape 1. Now the idea of this is, the idea of the beat pack concept was, if you were to send, if you were to produce a whole pack for a whole album for Drake or a whole album for Gunna, what would that sound like? That was where the idea originated from, so that if an artist did stumble across your beat, they could click into the beat pack, and ideally, if they liked the sound, they could just go ahead and make a whole project with that whole beat pack that you guys have made. So then that way, you've resulted in more downloads for you, more followers, more fans, etc. So we'll go ahead and just jump in some standard metadata for this. We'll go G major, wherever that is, G major there. Genre, we'll just click on the first one that comes up. Mood. Now I'm just clicking on the ones because this isn't an actual beat, this is just dummy files, but make sure you want to get as close to what it actually is, and that will save time on your beat being approved, because there is a few days of leeway time. Primary instrument, if it's a guitar type beat, guitar. Primary artist inspiration, so in here I would just add Drake, everyone knows Drake. Other artist inspiration, so these are important for you guys to enter, because our personalization system AI that works for artists actually finds beats that are inspired by their favorite artists and their favorite genres and things like that. So if you guys want to have the best results from the platform, it is very important that you take the time to fill these out as correct as possible. Our team does also check over everything, so we make sure if you're typing in 100 different artist inspirations that aren't valid, they will be cleared out. So don't bother trying to SEO hack or search engine optimize your beats. Just enter the information that's relevant, and we will do our very best. Our system, our SoundSync AI system, will do its very best to get it to the people who are more likely to download your beats. So let's type in just future for that. If you have any collaborators on the beat, so this includes people you worked with directly, or let's say you bought a loop pack, anything like that, type in your collaborator name and their email, and we will send across notifications that someone is requesting to upload or there's been upload approved for a beat they've collaborated with, and then they all can then connect all their information, and then they can get paid for that same beat as well. So let's clear that, because there's obviously no collaborators on this beat. Upload beat, and once this goes through, you should get a notification saying upload is in review, and you'll also get an email in your inbox confirming that. So that is how to upload your first beat. There is no limits on your plan of how many beats you can upload, so feel free to upload as many as possible. The more music you upload, the higher success you have on the platform. That's what we've found with users so far. So if you guys have 200 beats laying around, as quickly as possible, upload those 200, and they can start earning as soon as they are approved. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments, or hit this leave feedback button, or email us on hello@beatlibrary.io.